Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The opposition unity finally pays off. Bipoll shocker jolts the Modi juggernaut. The verdict claims, yes, together they can. BJP loses politically important Kairana, slips in the Hindi heartland. Is the BJP stumbling on the 2019 road? What's the greatest threat to Modi Sarkar 2.0? I'm Navika Kumar and I'll tell you in just a bit. But first up, let's take a look at the top headlines this Thursday evening.
देश को बांटने वाली, समाज को बांटने वाली राजनीति का खात्मा हुआ है.
United opposition sends out a warning to Team Modi. BJP jolted in Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha bypolls.
Congress party has been designated as a peripheral player in the present-day Indian polity. Congress is not in the pitch playing the game of mainstream politics.
A defiant BJP downplays the third straight bipoll loss in Uttar Pradesh. Will the BJP hurt the most in UP in 2019? Rahul Gandhi has no reason to celebrate tonight. The Congress party reduced to a supporting cast in the Grand Alliance. A united opposition has set the stage for 2019. Is the BJP relying on Prime Minister Modi to take the BJP home next year?
You're watching the News Hour at 9.
The BJP's bad luck with bypolls continued today as the Saffron Party lost two more crucial Lok Sabha seats of Kairana and Bhandara Gondia from its kitty. The BJP's performance since its historic win in the 2014 general elections in all Lok Sabha bypolls over the last 4 years has been underwhelming. Since 2014, BJP has lost 8 Lok Sabha seats. After a thumping sweep in 2014 general elections, the year 2015, however, saw a slight reversal of sorts with the BJP losing the Ratlam constituency in Madhya Pradesh, which it won in 2014 to the Congress. The party performed slightly better in 2016 when it retained the Lakhimpur seat in Assam and Shadol seat in Madhya Pradesh. For the BJP in 2017, it began a bad year with the Congress snatching away Gurdaspur seat that the BJP had won 4 times in a row. The string of losses for the BJP continued in 2018. The BJP has lost 6 Lok Sabha seats since March. In February, the BJP lost Rajasthan's Ajmer and Alwar seats. The BJP received a major setback in March with the losses in the by-elections held in Uttar Pradesh. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath's home turf in Gorakhpur and Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya's home seat in Phulpur in Allahabad. The parties also lost the Lok Sabha bypoll in Bihar's Araria, which the RJD managed to retain. The Saffron Party has only managed to win 4 out of 23 Lok Sabha bypolls held between 2014 and March 2018. So how does the BJP look like in the lower house? The BJP entered the house with 282 seats in May 2014 and now in May 2018 the BJP is 272 seats. If you add the speaker, it's 273, one more than the simple majority mark of 272. So this leads me to my legitimate question tonight. Is it advantage a united opposition against Team Modi at this moment ahead of the 2019 elections? We'll take a look at that and we'll debate that. But first, let's take a look at this report that summarizes what the opposition is really celebrating tonight.
BJP today woke up to its worst nightmare. United opposition halting BJP's victory march. Opposition camp breaks into celebrations as the BJP loses 2 out of 4 Lok Sabha bypolls, most politically crucial Kairana in the Hindi heartland.
So जिन्ना वालों का तो जवाब मिल गया ना लोगों को. जो जिन्ना को मुद्दा बना रहे थे, पब्लिक ने बता दिया ये हमारे मुद्दे नहीं है. People used to think that Kisan and Mazdoor can't work together or Hindu-Muslim equations can never be repaired. Now that never is no longer in the equation.
कि देश को बांटने वाली, समाज को बांटने वाली राजनीति का खात्मा हुआ है। किसान के सवाल पर ये सरकार ने धोखा दिया है। सब किसान गरीबों ने ये मतदान किया है। सामाजिक न्याय की जीत है।
Even on the 10 assembly seats, there was little cheer in the BJP camp, with the opposition retaining 6 of 10 seats and winning 3 seats, confirming the decline of BJP's appeal.
देखिए, ये जनता की जीत हुई है और लालूवाद की जीत हुई है।
That today the people of our country are not accepting the RSS BJP's governance.
एक ब्रॉडर अलायंस देश में बन रहा है और आने वाले दिनों में बीजेपी को सत्ता से बाहर ढकेलने का काम किया जाएगा।
But the big question remains, are the 8 Lok Sabha by-poll defeats since 2014 for the BJP an indicator that its performance is not impressing the voters? Or is anti-incumbency BJP's real enemy? Bureau Report, Times Now.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And it's the Namo 2019 shock. That's the hashtag today. And ladies and gentlemen, strap on your seats because this is going to be a really rocky debate. Neither side giving up the battle, even ahead of the 2019 polls. And I'm introducing my panel tonight. Jayant Chaudhary, Vice President of the RLD. Joining me this evening, Dr. Sambit Patra, National Spokesperson of the BJP. Shehzad Poonawala, lawyer. Pawan Verma, Senior Leader of the JDU. Dr. Fuad Halim, Spokesperson of the CPIM. Rashid Kidwai, Senior Journalist. Nobody studied the Congress party as closely as Rashid Kidwai. So today he's going to give us insights on how the Congress party is going to be looking at this. Juhi Singh, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Devashish Jararia, BSP supporter, and Garga Chatterjee, political analyst, joining me live from Kolkata. But first, let's go to our segment that's called The Standpoint, where Dr. Sambit Patra takes on Dr. Fuad Halim. Dr. Fuad Halim, may I ask you, the opposition is celebrating, it's popping the champagne ahead of 2019. But in the run-up to 2019, are you going to shake hands with Mamata Banerjee? Will you support Mamata Banerjee if she were tomorrow going to be projected as the Prime Minister of India in the 2019 elections if the opposition were likely to get a chance at that post?
Well, I think so, Navika, the first thing that one has to realize today is that the people of India are shaking the Bharatiya Janata Party out of government. And that's very clear because the Bharatiya Janata Party has not only not been able to retain its seats, its vote share has also gone down. Now, the vote share going down is significant because one has to understand that the BJP did start off with around 29 to 31% of the vote share in the last 2014, and then if you take it up to the UP elections. So between 29 to 31% is where the Bharatiya Janata Party was, and that going down significantly in these by-elections, and these by-elections by itself has characteristics of the entire Indian what you call country, because the by-elections were held in a number of states together. So that itself tells you that the people of India spread across different states have decided that the Bharatiya Janata Party has to be shaken out of government. It is not a question of opposition unity because against the Bharatiya Janata Party, it was also the Bharatiya Janata Party fighting these elections as the NDA, because in a number of the seats, especially in Bihar and in Nagaland where their partners have won, the Bharatiya Janata Party partners were facing the opposition on behalf of the BJP and the NDA. So I think so the alignment of the NDA and the alignment against the NDA is firming up, and the people's decision choosing between these two polarities is that the BJP has to go in 2019, and that's the way the situation is progressing. If you look at the NDA partners itself, especially in Maharashtra, you have a very peculiar type of complaint coming from the government itself. You have the Shiv Sena in government, and the Shiv Sena itself is saying that the election commission is not performing as per the basic norms. So you see the government itself is now accusing the election commission of not performing its duties in line with what is the expected of it. So a very peculiar situation is evolving in terms of the NDA itself also.
Time is up and the country is watching that you've spoken as a true doctor. As a true doctor, you've listed all the illnesses of the BJP. Sara आपने बता दिया. You've given the diagnosis of what's wrong with the BJP, but you've not answered the question of whether you will support Mamata Banerjee. And Dr. Sambit Patra, don't look so somber, don't look so sad.
No, that's
you have to respond to him, but never mind.
Very
272
clear.
still intact.
Our
respond
party
to
has
Dr.
made it
Fuad
very
Ali.
clear. Our General Secretary has made it very clear that the opposition will negotiate all situations on a statewide
This is the standpoint and 90 seconds is all you get. Allow Dr. Sambit Patra to respond.
See, first and foremost, yes, of course, this is a day which is very important for Bharatiya Janata Party, and every election is important, be it a bypoll or be it not a bypoll. And we have to take stock of the situation. Our national president will himself analyze as to what went wrong and how we should take corrective measures. That we take corrective measure after every election is apparent to the fact that after losing Phulpur and Gorakhpur, we had said that we will take stock of the situation. The result was we won the Karnataka election. We travelled from 40 to 104. It's a different issue as to who formed the government, but we performed well. Secondly, as far as this election result is concerned, as far as the taunts that we are receiving from the opposition party is concerned, it's a democratic party, democratic country, they can do that. But remember, I have a sense of deja vu. 2014, after the Modi wave, after the kind of election results that Bharatiya Janata Party had, 2014 in that year itself saw 33 by-elections, Bharatiya Janata Party only winning 12 seats, and in the state of Uttar Pradesh, 11 seats went for by-elections. Bharatiya Janata Party lost 8 seats, Samajwadi Party gained 8 seats, and then we used to discuss, ab BJP ka kya hoga, because 2017 we were to face the assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh. But thanks the people of Uttar Pradesh, the very intelligent, Bharatiya Janata Party got 325 seats. Remember, in a bypoll, people are not selecting their chief minister nor their prime minister. That's why they have local issues on which they vote, they have local issues on which they support. Thirdly and most importantly, as far as the Congress party is concerned,
मान गए आपके गन्ना के इशू पे आपको निकाल
उसपे बोलूंगा, but give me
so problem is Yogi is a problem. Gorakhpur lost, Phulpur lost, Kairana lost. Yogi Adityanath, is this a verdict on him?
No, not at all.
No.
Remember, as
Chief Minister is not a verdict.
No. As far as the issue of loss is concerned, I told you we would be looking into the whole issue. We would be taking stock of the situation.
Still not looked into the Gorakhpur and Phulpur
No,
losses.
I told you. We have looked into the issue. This was asked in a press conference to the party chief. He said that these are not to be disclosed, but we have gone into the depths of it and we have gained out of it, and that's the reason as to why we did fantastically well in the Karnataka elections.
And didn't form a government.
I told you, didn't form a government is a separate issue. 40 to 104, but at least I believe 104 is more of a number than 33 or 78. But two important points that I need to mention, because Fuad Ali is from Bengal, and remember the CPIM contesting this time with the Congress party. They were in this seat called as Mahesh Tala, which has gone into bypoll in Bengal. Remember, Bharatiya Janata Party was only at a dismal 7.7% in 2016. We have travelled from 7% to 25%, while the CPIM has gone down from 42.2% to the third or the fourth position. That's how we have gained in Bengal. And as far as the Congress is concerned, they are the peripheral players, the cheerleaders, cheering only for the ones who are playing the pitch. They are nowhere to be seen in the pitch. And yet they are celebrating. I don't understand for what reason.
Well, let me go across to Mr. Pawan Verma. Mr. Pawan Verma, in a democracy of the kind that India is, are there any consolation prizes for increasing your vote share? Are there any consolation prizes for coming second or third? Are there any consolation prizes for becoming the largest party yet not becoming a party that forms the government? All the arguments that the BJP actually rejected in the past are the arguments they are accepting today. Has the tide turned for the BJP, Mr. Pawan Verma?
Well, my frank answer to you, Navika, is that I think it's wise for the BJP to understand that 2018 is not 2014. And I think they should be less dismissive, in my view, about the efficacy, effectiveness, impact and possibility of opposition unity. in the past they have been very dismissive about it. But today we are seeing on the ground, as a result of that very disdain and perhaps as a response to it, a rather mature alignment of forces in, for instance, UP, which was a prestigious seat which was won entirely on the basis of what was earlier dismissed as unviable or unsustainable opposition unity. The second takeaway from this is the BJP must learn to treat its own allies better. Because if this is the trend, the BJP will itself be a coalition. It will not reach the absolute majority mark as per trends that appear likely today. So it must learn, as Atal Bihari Vajpayee did, to handle its allies better, because you have a peculiar situation where the BJP in one by-election is fighting the Shiv Sena. The third takeaway from this is that there are genuine grievances on the ground. There is no point living in self-denial. The farmers are angry, the youth are disillusioned, the middle class is discontented, for instance with the fuel price hike and the 1 paisa deduction. There is a feeling that old cards such as polarization or any other instrumentality of this nature may not provide to the BJP the same dividends as in the past. Therefore, it is time for BJP to introspect. And the last point I wish to make is, irrespective of how the opposition has won this time, we need to go back to the ballot paper. We need a very serious movement to replace the EVMs.
Can I come in over here?
Yes, yes.
Because almost
you've been written off. You've been written off by the JDU. There the Shiv Sena is flexing muscles, and here's the JDU flexing muscles.
No issues. I mean, of course, this
no
is
issues.
No,
Alliance. They are building alliances, and you are losing alliance partners. Not an issue.
I'm going to answer every question that my good friend Mr. Pavan Verma has put in. Of course, this is a democratic country. This is a democratic party. Our good friends also can put in a word or two. This is no issues, of course, if they castigate us or if they put in a few words of advice. We agree with them. Number one, as far as the first question that we are being dismissive of the opposition unity is concerned, since Mr. Pavan Verma not only belongs to JDU, but he has observed through a telescopic vision as to what happens in Bihar, he would agree with me that the opposition unity that we were being dismissive of in Bihar, but apparently that was quite visible later. Remember, had Lalu Prasad Yadav not been disqualified of taking part in grounded politics, the situation would have been different. Because Lalu Prasad Yadav did not have any other avenue of putting his ambition to the forefront. He was in search of parking space for his children, kith and kin, and that is the result as to why he had no other option but the coalition. In the present scenario in India, all other components of the so-called alliance of confusion, the core agenda, the fulcrum is ambition. Who is going to sacrifice the ambition in the altar? Who is going to sacrifice?
It's not wrong to have ambition. After all, you had ambition. That's why you came to power.
Ambition is not a monopoly of one party.
No, just a second. Of course, it is not wrong to have ambition. To have ambition is right. But when all of them who are having ambitions, they come together in the same basket, none allowing the other to exist in the basket, is when the confusion starts.
So Juhi Singh and Devashish Jararia, is your ambition, Akhilesh Yadav's ambition versus Mayawati's ambition going to be the undoing for the coalition? Is it going to be Garga Chatterjee and Dr. Fuad Halim's joint ambition that's going to be the undoing of the opposition alliance in the coming months? Juhi Singh?
Navika, the basket is fine. The basket is just fine. The alliance is just fine. And we are not at all vying to be, everybody is not vying to be the Prime Minister of India. Whosoever will get the numbers will be the Prime Minister of India.
Okay.
And we are going to fight an election on a pre-poll alliance, understanding the issues. And talking, Kairana has proved it, Gorakhpur has proved it, Phulpur has proved it. If the BJP wants to be dismissive, it's their problem, not ours. And the Prime Minister was present for Kairana. He campaigned on the outskirts.
So whoever has
Yogi
the numbers,
Adityanath campaigned extensively.
Exactly.
They have two cabinet ministers from that area.
तो फिर अखिलेश यादव प्राइम मिनिस्टर और मायावती उनकी जूनियर।
वो आएगा, समय आएगा तब बता देंगे, लेकिन अभी के लिए संबित के लिए बिल्कुल क्यों नहीं बन सकते? अखिलेश प्राइम मिनिस्टर बन सकते हैं। ही इज अ वेरी नाइस लीडर।
तो मायावती उनके कैबिनेट में रहेंगी।
बिल्कुल, मायावती जी प्राइम मिनिस्टर बन सकती है, क्यों नहीं बन सकती? मायावती जी प्राइम मिनिस्टर बिल्कुल बन सकते हैं इस देश में। मेरे
ममता जी का क्या होगा?
संबित के लिए कुछ
गार्गा चैटर्जी, ममता बनर्जी, उनका क्या होगा?
सीट आएंगी तो वो बन जाएंगे।
She is also capable prime minister.
At least you are smiling, Dr. Sambit Patra.
That is the
Garga
best.
Chatterjee, Mamta Banerjee. Will she let anybody else become a prime minister if the opposition comes together? Because the largest number of seats from a state like West Bengal, you know, Mamta Banerjee has been winning election after election. Won't she make a claim for the prime ministership?
Mamata Banerjee has made it very clear that Trinamool will play a very crucial role at government formation in the centre in 2019 to form an anti-BJP government. And of course, let's remember that it's not only some opposition unity question here. What Trinamool did win today was a record win, fighting incumbency, by the way, a longer incumbency than BJP's 2014. We have this scenario because there is an anti-BJP wave that is building. The PM runs away from the people to foreign trips. You know, people can't eat rice, people can't eat Gaurakshak dal, you know. People can't eat, you know, foreign trips, you know. People can't put these foreign trips into their fuel tanks. And also, when we talk about ambition, I should also say that people in Trinamool do not have ambitions to become directors of central government oil companies.
Oh,
all right, that's a dig. That's a dig.
No, not an issue altogether. They can take all the digs that they wish to take. But I would just point to the spokesperson from Trinamool Congress that only day before yesterday, one of the Dalit Karyakartas of Bharatiya Janata Party was hanged by a tree, butchered and killed, and there was a note written that you deserve this because you are a BJP Karyakarta. I may and you may mudsling on each other, but this kind of selective disdain, this kind of outrage which is absolutely selective. Sir, did I speak? Sir, please, democracy is a danger, sir. This is not the way. Did I speak when you were speaking,
oil company director?
Sir, did I speak? Yes, of course, I am an oil company director. Remember, I am not a looter like the Bhatija and the Bhanja of Mamata Banerjee. भैया चिट कंपनी का डायरेक्टर नहीं हूँ, आपकी तरह चिट कंपनी का डायरेक्टर नहीं हूँ। सर गार्गी, you are a chit company director. 2 crores were recovered from your house. गार्गा के घर से 2 करोड़ रुपया निकला था, पता है कि नहीं? 2 करोड़ रुपया इसके घर से निकलता है। चिट कंपनी का डायरेक्टर है, यहाँ आके हमारे ऊपर उंगली उठा रहा है कि ऑयल कंपनी में है। Sir, 2 crore rupees was recovered from your house. You are a corrupt person. You are in fact in the board of directors of a chit company. You loot the common man of this country, and you have the audacity of attacking others. Sir, please keep down and shout. Don't shout over here. Come to the issue. The issue is not about who is doing what. The issue is not who is doing what. The issue is whether Mamata Banerjee will allow anyone else to become the prime minister candidate. Leave aside the prime minister.
Makes you forget your parents' values. We were looking for you.
Shameful.
1 paisa decrease in the petrol price.
Please have
we
some
were
kind
looking
of
for board
integrity.
directors of oil companies. We
couldn't
find you. We couldn't find you.
You couldn't.
No, we couldn't find you.
No. Anyways, Navika, to come to the core of the issue, I believe the people of this country are seriously watching this debate because at the end of the day, 2019 is what the people are going to decide. It's their future. What I call, something extremely important happened right now when you, in a very jokingly manner, brought together the SP and the BSP. But the crux of the issue is they said that if the one who has the number is the one who would be victorious, that takes us to the place. Sir, I'll just complete. 10 seconds. That takes us to the place in Uttar Pradesh who will have the decision of distributing the seats. Navika is not important. Will Mayawati get the larger chunk of seats?
Let me go across to the man who's been the giant killer tonight. The giant killer is Jayant Chaudhary. Jayant Chaudhary, who has shown Yogi Adityanath that opposition unity is a template that they could be using in the run-up to 2019. Do you think, Mr. Jayant Chaudhary, the opposition parties have now perfected and cracked the formula for 2019, all versus Modi? Is that going to be the way forward?
See, I don't think this country can be run by one individual. We've gotten into a situation where it's being portrayed that, it's Modi on one side and everyone else on the other side. The fact is, BJP is also running a coalition government. It's running a coalition government in the state. It has many partners. The new government they've formed in the northeast, they've formed small coalitions with many different parties. So it's not about personalities, it's not about us taking down one individual. There are larger issues at stake.
All right, the question is, many people are asking that isn't this formula itself its own undoing? The hodgepodge khichdi, will that scare the people of India in 2019 versus a Modi that gives a stable and a predictable future for people in 2019? Mr. Jain Chaudhary.
Khichdi is a national dish, isn't it? Everyone likes to eat khichdi. See, it's a coalition, and see, we're all parties who have worked together in the past. If you look at even there is a shared origin for some of us. There are people who've had long experience in politics. They are aware of how to negotiate the trickiest of situations. They've been in and out of government before. So they are tall leaders in their own right. And the length of breadth of our country cannot be represented by one single party. It's a coalition era in Indian politics. There's so many different colors and so many different interests that you have to represent. So I don't see any harm in it. I actually think this is our strength. That we can work in unison, we can talk in unison, we can talk about national issues, but there is enough diversity and talent in our ranks. I see no problems working together, and the fact of the matter is, the proof is in the pudding. We are winning elections, and we have to do what public wants us to do. There is pressure on all parties in the opposition, and even maybe alliance partners with BJP. There's pressure from the bottom to align ourselves with this, and momentum's on our side.
All right, Jain Chaudhary, I'm going across to Rashid Kidwai. Rashid Kidwai, where do you see the Congress in this Khichdi alliance? Is Rahul Gandhi somebody now who's going to be a junior partner to all of them? To junior partner to Akhilesh, junior partner to Mayawati, junior partner to Mamata Banerjee, junior partner to Chandrababu Naidu, junior partner to even a Kumaraswamy?
Yes, Navika, for that matter, we must understand what is Rahul Gandhi's game plan. After 2014 defeat, according to him, the worst phase of his political career is over, in the sense that he has become Congress president, and he is not. He has prime ministerial ambitions, but he is not in a tearing hurry to become prime minister. And this provides an ideal platform for him to let third front protagonists. Please let me complete. Okay, to take a lead. And I think the combined opposition also is sensing that Rahul Gandhi will not be in a position to even stake claim to be a prime ministerial candidate, as he has said in during Karnataka election, that unless the Congress party emerges as a single largest party. Now, given the country's political situation, I don't think the Congress on its own will be able to beat the BJP as far as this single largest party status is concerned. So now I am little this thing that, the kind of politics we have to look back at 2004, and what had happened was Atal Bihari Vajpayee was there. He was.
So you think this is the India shining moment?
No, it may not be India shining. Two situations are not the same. But what happened that time also, Navika, you remember, it used to be said that Atal Bihari Vajpayee versus question mark. So an alternative will emerge.
An alternative will emerge, Shehzad. You think so?
You see, this country has seen two kinds of coalition governments. One, which the BJP started, where the BJP was the largest party, and then the UPA, the Congress, was the largest party, and it got backing from smaller parties, and those were stable coalitions. And then previous to that was coalitions where small parties were propped up by the Congress, which was a larger party, and those were inherently unstable, and Rashid Kidwai will bear me out. My problem is that Dr. Fuad Halim's khichdi, which he will serve to the patient won't be Mr. Modi, the patient will be Rahul Gandhi, because that khichdi will come at the cost of Rahul Gandhi being squeezed everywhere. The chawal and the dal will come from him. I'll tell you why. Because Mamata Banerjee does not even look at Rahul Gandhi on the stage. And look at their alliance. Look at their alliance.
Dr. Fuad Halim, I'm coming back to you. Will you support Mamata Banerjee?
I fully thank Shehzad for actually accepting that the Bharatiya Janata Party has lost the 2019 elections. So that's his starting point. And it's
If my
wonderful that you have
hypothesis
at least
becomes your
arrived
fact,
at this
then you are in very
conclusion that
shaky
in
ground, as shaky
2019,
as the
Modi is the
person you're
person
putting
who
your
is
bets
not
on.
going to be in a position to stake his claim to form the government. So thank you very much for accepting that fact.
Can you please
And I
tell us
think
how
so
you're
that
saving
is
democracy
implicit in
when
the
an
results that have
18-year-old
come out
gets
today.
hanged for supporting a
these results
political party
actually
in
have
West Bengal?
put
Do
the
you think
right
that
on the wall
democracy
for
is
the
being
Bharatiya
saved in
Janata
Janata
Party.
Party?
Now, the people of India, if you look, you know who's spoken today? The people who've spoken today are the people of UP, the people of Bihar, the people of Jharkhand, the people of Kerala, the people of Karnataka, the people of Maharashtra. It is
outside
so many
Palghar,
states
governance
that have
has
actually
stopped.
spoken
Inside
the
Palghar,
language
governance is
clearly
on. Outside
that we are
Palghar,
going
EVMs
to
are working.
shake the
Inside
Bharatiya
Palghar,
Janata
EVMs are not
Party
working.
out of government.
What hypothesis?
Well, gentlemen, I really thank all of you for your views, because this battle has just begun. We will get together, we will meet several times between now and 2019 to debate whether today was a shock or a wake-up call for the BJP, or whether it is the opposition that's popped the champagne a little early. But let's go to our segment that's called The Verses, because I caught up with Dr. Sambit Patra, who was earlier at the BJP headquarters, and Praful Patel. We have some problems with the feed of the visual that was coming in, so we've put in the voice of Mr. Praful Patel. We'll play out that verses that I recorded just about 20 minutes ago. Listen in to this verses between Praful Patel and Dr. Sambit Patra. Right on top of the Newshour tonight, we have our segment called The Verses, where we have the giant killer Praful Patel of the Nationalist Congress Party, who's going to take on the BJP tonight, Sambit Patra of the BJP tonight. And Mr. Praful Patel, many congratulations to you. Your constituency in Godhia has posted a victory, and what a victory margin that's been. What do you think, Mr. Praful Patel? Is this the formula that the opposition was looking for, all versus Narendra Modi, and is that what's working for the opposition?
You see, unlike in UP and other places, Gondia, Bhandara Lok Sabha seat, we did not have any kind of an opposition unity index, because in Maharashtra in 2014, the Congress and the NCP had fought together. So here it is just a repetition of what was in 2014. All I can say is that the mood is changing. People are very disillusioned with all the promises which have been made by the government, and nothing has been fulfilled. And actually it leads to farmer distress, it leads to issues of unemployment, of price rise, and every conceivable problem. You know, the development index as promised even on infrastructure, at least the rural infrastructure, is not visible. So I think that this is a cumulative mood of the people. And of course, like in other places, the opposition unity index has helped. Here too, the Congress and the NCP, as traditionally, have fought together. And that has led to, I would say, superb victory today.
Well, Dr. Sambit Patra, are you seeing a trailer to the run-up of the real film that's coming in 2019? The opposition is tasting success after success. In 2018 itself, there have been at least 8 by-polls, and the BJP has virtually lost most of them.
Navika, first let me begin by congratulating Mr. Praful Patel, because the seat Gondia in fact is his own bastion. So the victory of course means a lot to Mr. Praful Patel. Congratulations, sir. Now having said that in coming to the question that you have asked me, whether this is a trailer to the movie that is yet to unfold itself in 2019, I would say that I am almost woo, because I am reminded that in 2014, after the grand victory of Bharatiya Janata Party and quote unquote the Modi wave that the whole country was talking about, there were 33 by-polls held across the country, assembly seats mostly, of which Bharatiya Janata Party had won a dismal 12 seats only, the rest we had lost. And remember, in the state of Uttar Pradesh, 11 seats have gone into the by-elections, of which Bharatiya Janata Party had a negative seat count of 8. That means we had come down and lost 8 of our seats, while Samajwadi Party had gained 8 of its seats. So from there, the discussion then was, is the Modi wave off? Is this what the trailer is? And what would be the movie of 2017 Uttar Pradesh Assembly election? We all saw that in 2017 Uttar Pradesh election, Bharatiya Janata Party swept with 325 seats. Remember, when it's a by-poll, the people there in the constituency are neither selecting or choosing their chief minister, nor are they voting for their prime minister. When it comes to voting for their leader, it's of course a different symmetry altogether. It's of a dynamics which is quite different altogether.
That's a very simplistic explanation, Dr. Sambit Patra. Dr. Sambit Patra, that's a very simplistic explanation. Mr. Praful Patel, do you buy that argument that's being given? And that's the templated argument that the BJP is putting forth, that by polls, no chief minister, no prime minister is being elected, so they can continue to lose all the by polls.
Navika, if my dear friend Sambit Patra, first I'm grateful that you acknowledge our victory, and thank you for that. But on the other hand, Mr. Patra, if you would have won, you would have been just something by now. It's losing means you're trying to simplistically pass it off as not a mandate for the Prime Minister or the Chief Minister. Of course it is not. But at the same time, it is wake-up time for your government that there's a big, disillusionment, disenchantment amongst the people. And, even in Maharashtra, you have won Palghar. Congratulations for winning it, but at the same time, if you look at the number of votes, you got about 2.5 lakh votes. The Shiv Sena got more than 2 lakh votes. The BBA got, again, another more than 2 lakh votes. The Congress and the CPI put together put out another lakh of votes. So you have actually won even Palghar with about 25% of the votes polled. So there's nothing for you to be really celebrating even for the victory of Palghar in Maharashtra. And I must say that this is certainly a wake-up call to you, and it is, I'm telling you, a positive vote against the government. It's not a negative vote on which we have won. And this is somewhere you will have to, acknowledge the fact. Even in UP and all, okay, the entire opposition has gotten together. But these things, when you bring people together, you say, no, that's fine. We've brought in people together. Why do you have alliances then in Andhra Pradesh or in Punjab or in some other states or even in Maharashtra, so far? So when you have an alliance, it works well for you. If others have an alliance, then it's just a motley mix of people who come together. I don't think that's correct. At the end of the day, okay, Bhandara Gondia has been traditionally a seat where I have won 4 times before. But the other seats where you have, won or lost, I think you need to reflect upon that also.
Absolutely. Well said, Dr. Sambit Patra. Wake-up call for you. What's happening with your alliance partners? You've lost the TDP, you've lost Chandrababu Naidu, and the Shiv Sena flexes its muscles virtually on a daily basis. Even today, Uddhav Thackeray was not so complimentary about the BJP. In fact, he has made allegations that the BJP used money and notes given during the polling in Palghar. So where are you standing with your own alliance partners?
See, Navika, first and foremost, I buy from the point that Mr. Praful Patel had to say that we should always be prepared for elections. And I firmly believe that as far as taking stock of the situation as to why we lost the elections and then learning from the losses and seeing to it that we are prepared for the future election is a merit, is never a demerit in a democratic setup like ours. Remember, only a few months ago, we had lost 2 very important seats in Uttar Pradesh, Gorakhpur and Phulpur. And we had said that we would learn and we would perform, we would wake up, we would march ahead. And you had seen after that as to how in Karnataka elections we really performed. From 40 seats to 104 seats is what we had done in Karnataka,
but
because we learned from the mistakes of Gorakhpur.
But you didn't form the government. But you didn't form the government. And that's how you yourself have measured victories. That's the way you measured victories. Gujarat, you measured a victory as to who formed the government in Gujarat. So
Navika, give me
similarly,
some
in
time.
Karnataka, it's not a victory for you.
Navika, in Gujarat, you have been closely covering the Gujarat elections and you are a very ace anchor. You understand, I mean, you see things through a telescopic vision. You would agree with me that as far as Gujarat is concerned, the vote share difference between the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Congress percentage is a huge 8%. So all those in Gujarat who are trying to celebrate a moral victory, I don't know as to why they were celebrating a moral victory. But coming to the point of Praful Patel Sahab, that alliance that he was talking about, as far as alliance is concerned, there is an alliance of confusion and there is an alliance of clarity. We have an alliance of clarity, and of course we are right in stating that we have a huge alliance. 11 parties have entered into alliance with Bharatiya Janata Party after 2014. If one in form of Chandrababu Naidu and TDP has exited the party or the alliance, then we have a Nitish Kumar entering into the alliance. And we believe that alliance of clarity is important, far more important than alliance of confusion. If you ask our good friend Praful Patel today as to who would be this PM choice of theirs as far as the alliance is concerned, he may come out with any answer.
You hit the nail on the head. Let me take that question to Mr. Praful Patel. Mr. Praful Patel, working with Sonia Gandhi as the head of the UPA is going to be quite different from working with Rahul Gandhi. Are you ready to work with Rahul Gandhi as the head of the alliance? All opposition parties, will Mamata Banerjee, will Chandrababu Naidu, will KCR, will everybody come under the umbrella of Rahul Gandhi?
Navika, at this stage, let me be very clear. I don't think anybody, including Rahul Gandhi, has ever said he would lead an alliance. I think it is very clear that at this moment, the entire opposition is on the same page as trying to work together. And I don't think this issue of leadership is in the forefront at the moment. Yes, I agree that people would need clarity on these issues, but I think we are far away from an election yet. And these things will get clearer only then. Even the BJP, Mr. Modi came as the leader of the BJP and the NDA only in the last 4 or 5 months before the election. So why are we just jumping the gun? I think
Mr. Praful Patel,
let me complete. Sambit Patra, my dear friend, spoke of an alliance of confusion and an alliance of clarity. I don't think he understood when I said what I said, because at the moment the Shiv Sena, is it an alliance of clarity or is it an alliance of confusion or whatever you want to call it? What is it? Please define that. Is your alliance with Nitish Kumar absolutely as wonderfully, on a honeymoon as it used to be, or is it an alliance of confusion at the moment? I think you need to reflect on all these things, because Nitish Kumar is speaking in different language. Chandrababu Naidu left you with abusing you of every possible thing under the sun. And I don't think you at this moment are well qualified to say that you have an alliance of clarity.
Well, Dr. Sambit Patra, respond. Very serious charges being made by Mr. Praful Patel.
I'll take that question.
Nitish Kumar has lost elections since he has joined hands with you. Would he be a happy alliance partner? What about Shiv Sena? Is it an alliance of clarity?
I'll answer that. I'll take that question from my good friend Mr. Praful Patel, and I'll say that as far as clarity and confusion was concerned, my connotations were towards the selection of leadership. Remember, as far as some amount of a stitch here or a stitch there in an alliance is concerned, that is a democratic setup. If Nitish ji had said something about the Bharatiya Janata Party, or if the Shiv Sena comes out and says often on, as far as Bharatiya Janata Party's way of functioning is concerned, well, I consider it as a stitch here or a stitch there, which is absolutely allowable in a democratic setup. But confusion and clarity lies with who the leader would be. We are absolutely clear that our PM candidate tomorrow, that is 2019, would be the Prime Minister today, that is Mr. Narendra Modi. As far as the confusion in the camp that you are in is concerned, is that Mr. Rahul Gandhi only a few days ago, while the Karnataka elections were on, we all heard on your channel as to how he said that, well, he is a PM candidate. And then we heard Mamata Banerjee saying that, no, Rahul is not a PM candidate. Chandrababu Naidu only a few days ago saying that, no, he is not going to take Rahul as a leader. And Mayawati projecting herself as a PM candidate. Of course, this is what I meant when I said alliance of confusion. And remember, alliance of ambition versus alliance of aspiration. aspiration of 125 crores people have to be met. Performance politics is what is essential. As far as alliance of ambition is concerned, for God's sake, everyone in this country is extremely intelligent, and my friend Mr. Praful Patel is an extremely knowledgeable and an erudite person. So, he would, in the mind of his hearts and mind of his minds, would be knowing very well that every alliance in that confusion alliance is for fulfilling the ambition of a family, be it NCP, be it the Congress party, be it Lalu Prasad Yadav's family, be it the TDP family, be it the KCR family. Every family's feudal attitudes is at the center of these alliances. This is not what is beneficial
Mr. Praful Patel,
for India,
respond to that question, and may I add to that the other contradictions that exist. We are talking about all combinations of opposition parties coming together. Can a Chandrababu Naidu come together with a YSR Congress and a KCR? Can the left parties come together with the Trinamool Congress? There are all of those contradictions, along with the fact that there are family-run parties and dynastic politics versus what the Prime Minister has brought, somebody who's risen from the ranks from a chaiwala right to the Prime Minister's position. How is the opposition going to challenge that claim?
Okay, now let me respond. First thing about my party is not a dynastic party. Well, no matter what you may think about it, we in our party have every qualification to be, leaders in our own right, and there's no stopping us. So please don't confuse my party with the dynastic politics. Now, I'm not qualified to answer for any other party, including the Congress, but all I can respond to is about the statement of Rahul Gandhi, which was made during the Karnataka elections, blown out of proportion about him becoming the Prime Ministerial candidate. I think it was simply said in a context where he was asked that if you get majority, what happens? He said he will lead. Well, that is for him to decide within his party, and he's well qualified to say that for his own party. When an alliance or whatever will take place in future, I'm sure all these things will be ironed out before people go to the, people's mandate. So I don't think we should talk too much about it. As far as dynastic politics, please keep my party at least out of it. I don't think I do not have any second-class status in my party as far as my own standing is concerned, and I am not affected by whether Mr. Pawar's daughter or nephew are in the party. I think we all get equal respect, and we have all the equal standing, and I don't think I have to play second fiddle to anybody.
Well,
so I'm being very clear about my party.
Well, Mr. Praful Patel, it's the run-up to the 2019 polls. I'm taking a short answer from both of you. Mr. Praful Patel, what do you think? Is it advantage opposition, or are you celebrating far too early?
No. I don't think we should celebrate either. I mean, as opposition, we should not be celebrating. Victories on the failure of somebody are not supposed to be treated as a positive vote. I think we should aspire to win a positive vote, as probably Mr. Modi did in 2014. And I think any political party should always aspire to win with positivity. And Navika and even Dr. Patra know me personally. I am the last of the person to just sit on a camera screen and start shouting and ridiculing whoever is on the other side of the fence. I think we must give respect to whoever is there. And I think at the moment, the government has been elected by a popular mandate. So we should not be celebrating side elections or by-elections as complete mandate against the government. Yes, it does reflect popular mood and the swing against the government and their working and their policies.
All right.
I think at this moment, we should be reflecting and not be enjoying and trying to celebrate a bit too early.
Dr. Sambit Patra, wake-up call. Is the mood of the country changing, Dr. Sambit Patra?
See, first and foremost, I agree with Mr. Praful Patel that humility and non-arrogance are traits which will always carry you to the forefront of any battle, and you would be victorious at the end of the day. So I would also like to submit that with all humility, we have to take stock of the situation. What you call as a wake-up call, I would say that preparedness is always a merit. We have to be prepared always, and that's the reason as to why Bharatiya Janata Party has gone into the depth of every defeat. They say, there's a saying in Bharatiya Janata Party कि भाजपा कभी हारती नहीं है. भाजपा या तो जीतती है या तो सीखती है. Either it is victorious and triumphant, or it learns. So I believe today, by losing 2 of the Lok Sabha seats, it's a time when we have to go into the details of it, nitty-gritty of it, and of course that would make us victorious in 2019. But thank you.
All right. On that note, I thank Mr. Praful Patel and Dr. Sambit Patra